It's me again. How to Make a Million, Part 5. You now know what 1, 2, 3 and 4 is. What you want to know is, what's the habit, the killer habit, that all successful people have, and also millionaires have, that most people don't have? Well, if I told you Coca-Cola, they sold only 400 bottles in their first year, most people would have given up. That was when it had cocaine in it. I could shift that tonight in my hometown. Kentucky Fried Chicken. He went to more than 100 restaurants, Colonel Sanders, before in fact he sold his recipe. And Thomas Edison apparently spent 5,000 goes before in fact he invented the light bulb. Thomas Edison, after one of his experiments, had a small explosion. He got blown across the room, and a journalist in the room at the time said to him, "When will you understand that you failed to make this light bulb?" He said, "I've not." He said, "I've found 499 ways to not invent the light bulb, and one way to create a small explosion." That's genius. In fact, it's total genius, because when you think about it, he never saw the word mistake or failure. All he saw was learning or feedback. Coca-Cola didn't see mistake or failure, they just saw learning and feedback. And Colonel Sanders from KFC never saw failure and mistakes either, they just saw learning and feedback. So this is a really important thing. But why is it that important? Well, I'll show you. Most people, of course, when faced with easy or hard things, they like to do easy things. Easy things don't involve failure, they don't involve mistakes. But hard things do. Hard things often involve all of that stuff. But of course, millionaires don't see it as that. They just see it as learning, and they see it as feedback. So I'll prove it to you. See this table here? Most people will have 10 attempts, 10 goes, 10 choices, 10 things they'll do. The failure rate they have, of course, will be very low. They like to do easy things that don't involve mistakes or failure because they're scared of them and they're fearful. So 10 attempts, 1 failure. Millionaires, of course, will they have more goes or less goes? Well, you've just found out, and you know already, they have more goes than other people. So say they had 40 goes, a few more than 10. How many mistakes will they have? How much failure will they have? Well, if they have 1 in 10, these guys will have more. Say it was 3 or 4. Say it was 4 in 10. So 40, that's 16 failures. So of course most people would say, "Ha! You've had more failure." But it's funny, isn't it? Millionaires have had more failure and more mistakes. Millionaires tend to say, in their lives, they tend to say that 90% of their success is actually their mistakes, is in fact things going wrong. But how does it work here? Well, of course, 10 attempts for most people and 1 failure must mean they had 9 wins. But of course, millionaires had 40 attempts and therefore 16 failures and therefore 24 wins. So they've had the most failure. But who's had the most wins? Millionaires have had nearly 3 times more wins than most people have had. They've had more success. And even better than that, they've had 16 times or 15 times more failure than these people will ever have, because they'll never even try. But you know what? It's not failure. It's actually learning or feedback, which means next time they do it, they'll always end in success. So you can see how easy it is to work this through and see that millionaires, their mindset is about making mistakes, learning from it, and doing things that are hard, actually not easy. Easy things you don't learn from. And if it's too easy, you won't make mistakes and you won't make money. That's the 5th habit for all millionaires. Thanks very much.